Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Troy Grimm with Augusta Co-op Agronomy Department. Um, this is the Augusta Co-op Row Report. We're going to start doing these periodically throughout the year to inform you on new products and maybe some things that are going on in the market as we see them when it pertains to agronomy. So we're going to talk about two things today, two new products. One of them is currently not even for sale yet, but will be for sale in the spring, hopefully by February 1st. It is a new product called Duracor herbicide. It's from Corteva AgriScience and their range and pasture market. This will be a product that competes with Grazon Next, or probably will take its place. Grazon Next will not stop being produced, but we will probably stop selling it or using it in our blended fertilizer blends. So kind of what is Duracor? So let's start with what Grazon Next is. Grazon Next is aminopyrilid and 2,4-D. Formulation 2,4-D very similar to Unison, and a low volatility 2,4-D. Okay, well, Duracor is aminopyrilid, the same soil active chemical in Grazon Next, but it has a new chemical called Rinskor. Okay, is the other active in that. So they've taken the 2,4-D out, added Rinskor. So why did they do that? Well, one of the reasons they did that is because Rinskor is totally and completely unvolatile. So now Grazon Next is a totally non-volatile product. It makes it a lot safer to apply, especially in sensitive areas. So you don't have to worry about any volatility of the 2,4-D portion. Okay. The other reason they did that is Grazon Next kills about 100 different weeds in our range and pasture lands, haylands. The Duracor is going to kill about 150 weeds. We're going to pick up about 45 weeds, 50 weeds with this, and some of the ones we're going to pick up are going to be the ones that are very difficult to control here in the Shenandoah Valley, especially in the western part of Virginia. For example, some of those weeds are going to be your buckhorn plantain, Queen Anne's lace, wild carrot, some of the weeds that we just cannot control very well with Grazon Next. Our Duracor is going to do a really, really good job on. This product can be sprayed or incorporated in dry fertilizer. So here at Augusta Co-op, if you don't know, we were the first ones in Virginia to incorporate Grazon Next on dry fertilizer. We're going to switch our incorporation program from Grazon Next to Duracor. It's just going to be a better option for our customers and do a better job. Another thing to consider is the Grazon Next incorporated on fertilizer is a 32-ounce rate, 32 ounces per acre. The Duracor will be 16 ounces per acre, so it'll be actually half rate. So we're getting the same control that we got with Grazon Next plus some of those hard weeds with half the rate. We expect the cost to be almost identical per acre. Obviously the lower rate's going to be higher per gallon, but virtually the same cost per acre. Product being, when you spray this product, I don't think we're going to see the results on milkweed and dogbane with fertilizer, incorporated fertilizer, that we will spraying it, but this stuff does a great job on milkweed and dogbane. Where we've been using Pasture Guard in the past, doing a good job killing the milkweed and dogbane but getting no residual, we'll be able to do a very good job with Duracor sprayed, control the milkweed and dogbane, and get your residual. So another couple good things about this product is it mixes very easily with UAN. Anybody out there has ever sprayed it themselves, put it into liquid nitrogen, can turn into gel and really cause a problem sometimes. Grazon Next can. Duracor mixes really well with UAN or any other kind of fertilizer component. Does a really good job. Obviously, you just need to bucket test anything you're going to do, especially if you're using foliar feeds, but really does a nice job with UAN. Duracor does mixing versus the Grazon Next. And like I say, then it's half rate of the Grazon Next. Duracor is going to be half rate. So 12 to 16 ounces are going to be the rates of it. I think it will be labeled to go up to 20 ounces in really heavy weed situations, but going to be a really, really good product for the range and pasture market. And like I say, it just gives us the ability to control some of the weeds that we have a really hard time controlling with Grazon Next, not adding a secondary product. So really looking forward to that. I think it's been cleared by the EPA now. Probably will not be able to buy this product until the 1st of February. But once we have gone through a little bit of Grazon Next we have left, we're going to switch to Duracor in our impregnation system as well as in the stores. So we're going to, offer the best product and the best solution to our customers we can. Like I say, so that's the first thing we're going to talk about, a new product. I know probably some of you have heard of DuraCore, but that's the first thing we're going to talk about today, and hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, certainly feel free to give us a call, and we'll go over it with you some more. The next thing we're going to talk about is a product called Amidas. Amidas is a product from Yara Vera, which is a fertilizer company. It's a Norwegian company. It's been around since 1905. This is a homogenized fertilizer product, and something we tried a little bit last year in corn, over top corn, side dressing corn. Didn't have any early for hay and pasture, but this year we will. We saw some really good results, and wanted to talk to you a little bit about that and the reason why we want to move in the direction of Amidas for some of our fertilizer application when it comes to nitrogen and sulfur. So what is Amidas? I'll show you a couple things here about Amidas. So, not too far, sorry about that. So Amidas is a homogenized nitrogen sulfur combo product. Okay, so the analysis of this product is a 40, 5.5% sulfur. So what that means is this product is a product in every prill. There's nitrogen and sulfur in every prill. So it's actually made together. So it's 35% nitrogen, 5% ammonium sulfate, and then you get your sulfur out of the ammonium to 5.5 out of the ammonium sulfate as well. Nitrogen to sulfur ratio is a 7.3 to 1. And it's got some other really good characteristics about it as well, as you start looking at this product. So if you're talking about the way we do fertilizer these days, one of the reasons we use sulfur and why this product could be really important to the hay and pasture market as well as row crops, corn in particular, is if you look at this chart right here. This chart here, I don't know how good you can see it, but if you look at this chart right here, this shows the amount of sulfur that we were getting in the form of acid rain over the last about 30 years. So this chart here is 1986. If you look at this, the Shenandoah Valley, Virginia was well up over about 24, 25 to 30 pounds of sulfur per year we were getting in acid rain. As you move to 1998, you see that number go down to about 12 pounds. And when you get to 2005, it's down, closer to 10. Now that we're here in 2012, is the latest picture or latest on this chart, we're virtually getting none. Acid rain, and it's gotten less as we've gotten further away from 2012. So I guess my point to all this is in 1986, we didn't worry about sulfur much in our crop management because we were getting plenty of sulfur for all the crops we grow in acid rain. Today we are not. So we're trying to look for ways to accurately and efficiently place nutrients to the crops we're growing. Having said that, one of the big benefits of this is the consistency of the nutrient placement. So basically, here's what we have. If you look at this little slide right here, you can see, some nitrogen in here and some sulfur in here. Well, generally speaking, a good sulfur program is going to be 10 pounds or so per acre per application, which could be 40 to 60 pounds of ammonium sulfate per acre. Okay, along with maybe 120 pounds of nitrogen, just rough numbers. So you have a lot less pellets of sulfur to cover that acre than you do the nitrogen. Okay, and as you can kind of see here in the differences in the segregation in a nitrogen sulfur combo. But the homogeneous prill, every prill here is consistent, has the same amount of nitrogen, same amount of sulfur. A 40, 5.5. So when you spread this product, you're getting very, very consistent, accurate application of those nutrients. So every pellet you're getting sulfur. So a lot more plants per acre are getting sulfur versus an ammonium sulfate nitrogen blend. It's one of the really big benefits to this is consistency in nutrient placement, which in turn makes the nutrients more efficient. And as we look at some other things that are really beneficial about this product, it's the balance of the product. 7.3 to 1 is nitrogen sulfur ratio. If we look here, corn and hay are between 8.4 and 7.5. So this product is balanced very well for the two main crops we grow here in the Shenandoah Valley: corn and grass. You know, whether it be pasture, whether it be hay, whether it be summer annuals, small grain. You know, it's balanced very well for those products, you know, that we're growing. So that's another big benefit. We're getting a balanced nutrient to those crops as well. So another big thing about this product is its product quality. Okay, its consistency and size, as well as how hard and well made the product is. So today we see a lot of dust in our urea. I'm sure people will hear about, you know, fields being streaked, especially grass fields and small grain fields. Part of that problem is the quality of the urea that we have today and how the urea is handled. So that's one of the problems we face, you know, with fertilizer today. The equipment's getting bigger, there's wider spread patterns, faster spinner speed, and with the quality of the urea being less than it used to be, obviously we're getting more dust and more streaking. So one thing that Amidas I think will be a really big benefit on is reducing some of that streaking when we're applying nutrients. If you look here, urea crush test here at about a 4.5. Sometimes you'll see urea crush at 2. I mean, sometimes it's very, very soft. But conversely, the Amidas crush is a 6.5. I've seen it clear up to 11 a couple times in the tests that we've done. And what that means is that when it comes out the back of that machine and hits those spinner blades, it's much less likely to explode, turn into dust, cause streaking. So that's another thing we think Amidas is going to be great to help us control or help us add a value-added product to our customer to do a better job in placing those nutrients where they need to be. So it's the same thing here. We kind of see, talking about the spreading and the better spread pattern, the better quality of the spreading. You know, a lot of research has been done with this product, and a lot of people have been spreading urea and blended urea products, fertilizer blends, at 80 feet. They're spreading Amidas at 120 feet and getting very good spread patterns with that. We're not going to do that. 80 will be the widest we get, but I still think, you know, we're going to get a better job applying fertilizer to your field, getting the nutrients where they need to be using this product. Just want to see here. And you can kind of see this little picture of the segregation we were talking about earlier with the urea and ammonium sulfate. You can see how this fertilizer starts to separate even in the truck or the spreader. Excuse me. Nitrogen and sulfur combo, you know, where it starts to separate. And in certain parts of the field, you may get more nitrogen, less sulfur, more sulfur, less nitrogen. So one great thing about the homogeneous products, or the combo products, is when you put your that Amidas, the nitrogen and sulfur down, it's every pellet is consistent in its nutrient makeup. Another little chart here is pretty interesting. This is a chart that shows the spreading and the consistency of spreading while you're spreading it. This is on a 100-foot spread here, but you can see that the green line on top is Amidas. The nitrogen part, this is the Amidas. The sulfur part, the light blue line is urea, and the blue line is ammonium sulfate, or a nitrogen sulfur blend. You can see the inconsistencies between the blended product and this homogeneous product when it comes to spread pattern. You know, still meets all the requirements that we're looking for in corn. You know, when we look at the growth curve of corn, nitrogen and sulfur, you know, we get to that V6 time is when our nitrogen and sulfur uptake really takes off. You know, so obviously we want to have some nutrient up front. This product works really good for overtop corn. Mainly that's all we did with it last year, and got along really well. And we didn't do any like real specific trials, but saw some very good results in the farms and fields we did it in. So that's the nitrogen response, sulfur response, look almost identical. So, you know, really a product that I think will bring some real value to our customers, real value to our agronomy program, and we start looking at trying to increase efficiency and get our yields up. you know, everybody knows today as commodity prices are today, we've got to have the yield to make sure we're profitable. So those are two products we want to talk about a little bit today. You know, if you guys have any questions, want to talk about any of these anymore, certainly give myself a call or any of our field reps here at Augusta Co-op. We can go over these products with you, see if we can fit them into your agronomy plan for your farm, and I think they'll be a good product to help you become more profitable and more efficient. Troy Grimm with Augusta Co-op. Thank you very much.